Diane Arbus was one of the most influential photographers of the 20th century, known for her stark documentary style of capturing people outside their boundaries. In tonight's interview, John Dickerson spoke with photographer Neil Selkirk, curator of Arbus's legacy, which was recently put on display.
So this is part of an essay that Diane Arbus wrote as a teenager in high school about Plato. There are and have been and will be an infinite number of things on earth. Individuals, all different, all wanting different things, all knowing different things, all loving different things, all looking different. Everything that's been on earth has been different from any other thing. That is what I love, the differentness, the uniqueness of all things and the importance of life. I see something that seems wonderful. I see the divineness in ordinary things. 16? No?
Yeah. And that could be on the wall to this exhibit.
Absolutely.
It's extraordinary to talk to you in this surrounding because, of course, the eyes catch you from individual works. For example, this young woman here. I mean, when you look at that individually, the gaze is quite powerful. And that I see in a lot of these, that the capturing of that really intimate moment.
There was no coercion involved.
And that's part of the art.
Sincerity was palpable when she approached a person. She was interested in them. And they responded spontaneously to that interest. It was completely sincere. Somewhere over there, there's a photograph of a woman in her living room sitting on a couch holding a baby monkey. And Diane wrote to her husband and said, I took this picture. It's really a dumb picture, but I'm absolutely falling in love with it. It looks like her husband took it.
Oscar Wilde wrote something about art that is created with love in your eye, which is to say that when a person makes a piece of art, I think he was talking about painting in this case, and they love the subject, it comes through, there's a way in which it comes through.
Oh, you may have nailed it.
And so
yeah, no,
that's where
great.
the husband part feels like it comes
yeah.
in. So,
or just a love of humanity, of what it is to be human, with absolutely all of them. It took me decades to realize that she was completely non-judgmental. It doesn't mean that she didn't disapprove of what somebody might be doing or saying, but she was non-judgmental in that everyone is entitled to be whatever they are or whoever they are.
The boy with the hand grenade.
Yeah.
Why do you think that has been a picture that's captured people's imagination?
I guess it's the picture that everybody else would throw out. You know, it's not little Jimmy being cute. It's little Jimmy showing himself in a complete berserko tantrum. Yeah, people sort of can't believe but do believe.
Yeah.
The extraordinary extent of his frenzy.
And with the twins, why do you think the twins has, I mean, if you go to somebody who knows her work, those would be two that people would name.
Twins is sort of almost, isn't it, the polar opposite of the boy with the hand grenade? They're infinitely calm and just there to be observed. They're just there to look left, look right, look at everything, look at the dresses, look at the stockings. What makes us? And how incredibly important all these little decisions are. When I first saw a Diane Arbus picture, I had no idea it was a Diane Arbus picture. It was a picture on somebody's living room wall. And I almost ran out of the room, literally. I almost quit the job I was doing because I was so devastated by the image.
Why?
Because I didn't know I shared space on planet Earth with people like that. And if the world incorporated people like that, I had to learn something quick.
About the world or about the craft you'd chosen?
About the world, meaning it was like, who are these people? It's a nudist family sitting on the grass, and there was the back end of a big old 1960s car sticking into the side of the picture, and they are just so completely unbothered by their state that I thought they should have been bothered. And the fact that they weren't drove me nuts.
Just destabilized you.
Totally. Totally. It was like 2 years before I found out who'd taken the picture and wound up meeting her.
So you weren't reacting as a photographer, you were reacting as a human.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely.
Do you have a favorite picture?
That's it.
That's
I have it at home. I walk past it every day. I love it. I mean, now it took a long time.
So what story does that picture tell you now?
Oh, they're almost family.
So they went from being so other to now being
so
family.
Like, yeah, maybe it worked. I finally learned what I was intended to learn.
And we learned a lot from that. Thank you, John.